What's going on today, guys? Primal Sabbath here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Beast Wars Magnaboss gift set, and not the Japanese version, which I already have taken a look at. If you want to take a look at a comparison between these guys and the Japanese versions, check out my X4 Magnaboss review from Beast Wars 2nd. This is just the regular American gift set, or Kenner gift set, I guess I should say, where they were all three packaged together, and it's the only way you can get them here in the US or North America or other Kenner variants nations or whatever. So, anyways, they are a little less detailed than their Japanese counterparts. Some pieces are a little looser on mine, but it's just how it is, I guess. So yeah, anyways, in the gift set you got Prowl, Ironhide, and Silverbolt, and I don't know necessarily if their bios mention that like they were the G1 versions of these characters, but it seems the only form of fiction we got was either out of the Collectors Club, which showed them being the G1 versions of themselves, and the 3H fiction, which showed them. Um, I don't know if they were necessarily the G1 versions of themselves, but like that's the only other like thing I can remember seeing them in is either Club Fiction or the Universe comic, I believe. Issue 1 is either issue 1 or issue 2, something like that. So that's all we saw them in. We only saw them in their individual modes in the Collectors Club magazine, the Shatterglass Beast Wars story, which is pretty cool. It had it featured the Club Death Charge in it, and I actually keep these guys over there with that. I don't know, like since I'm going all full 100% Beast Wars, but I keep these guys and Beast Wars Grimlock, which I do plan on taking a look after this, with like Ultra Mammoth and the Shatterglass stuff, and my Shatterglass and my Invasion stuff. So. Other than that, like they didn't like. I really wish these guys would have appeared in, like, say, the Gathering and the Ascending. I think that would have been really cool, but they didn't. So let's go ahead and take a look at Ironhide first. Very similar to the Japanese version. You're not going to get any kind of differences except on the back of the ear here. The Japanese version, this is painted silver. I'm going to try to do all this off of memory. These pieces right here, they tab in really nicely to these. If you want to, you can kind of angle them forward, I guess, for something. But like they don't peg into each other very well, which is kind of unfortunate. But I think it's cool that the sculptor actually put in all these details. I do think it's really neat. And it's like something that didn't have to be done, but it's like, hey, let's go ahead and do it. And of course, all the actual like leather, hide, huh? You get it? Iron hide, leather hide, whatever. Which is also pretty damn cool. Next one we'll take a look at is Silverbolt. He is very susceptible to GPS. I don't know if you can tell here on the camera, but there's quite a bit of swirl in this plastic. Also, the paint on the wings doesn't really match up to it very well. Again, where the Japanese version, the paint on where the brown feathers are here, it actually matches this plastic better. Overall, there's only one other different paint app, but that's in robot mode, and as you can see, there's already some breakage. You can see that pin right there. They're supposed to look like that. So one of these figures you definitely kind of want to be careful with. Even this is like really loose. This piece right here, which forms the like the head crest, and let's get that back on there. I'm gonna try not to shatter this thing on camera. Oh well, now it's wanting to stay perfectly fine, but like I moved it just the slightest bit. Okay, there you go. See, it's kind of coming off. It's a little loose. I was gonna say I moved it the slightest bit earlier, and it just, fell off. Came right off. So, anyways, and this is where his little weapons are. He's got some feathers here. Pretty cool. I thought that was a unique place to store them. So there's that. And of course, last but not least, Prowl. I don't know why they went with a lion, but it is what it is. It's like a lion doesn't strike me as like a Prowl character. And just like Lio Jr., if you wanted to point these things forward and pretend lasers are coming out of them, you can. Other than that, I think the only thing different is, like, this is silver on Lio Jr., where this is more of like a metallic blue on Prowl. So, yeah, with that being said, I mean, that's really it for them in Beast Mode. Prowl's probably the bang for your buck figure, but, yeah, let's go ahead and, real quick, last shot of the three together in Beast Mode, and let's go ahead and get them in Robot Mode. Alright, so now that we have the team in their robot mode, let's go ahead and take a look at them from here. Here is Ironhide and all of his glory, I guess. Very, very unpainted, no detail. These have to be turned like a specific way for them to be tight. Other than that, like they just get loose. But it seems like kind of like right there, that's the sweet spot. That's where it tightens up. So that's where I keep it. Like I don't think it's like that for all of them. Like even the the American versions. Like I know my Japanese versions, those are tight, but these definitely are not for some reason. He's got floppy ball joints all over the place. This one like particularly didn't age well. This one has seen a lot of play. I even have to use the fists as like little heels to keep him up. And it's funny because like this kind of looks like the head that was on like Baboom's like battle mode. So I don't know if like there was some inspiration, some design inspiration there. Like, hey, let's use this head for a real robot. But it's got some up and down. You can get them mad and angry, or you can get them looking straight forward. So that's pretty cool. Silverbolt again, like you have to have these wings like perfectly out to the side. If you don't, you're really SOL. Oh, come on. All these dudes have just like the weakest joints. Like combined mode, they're pretty stable. Surprisingly, it's just the robot mode and the beast mode. Like individually, they are not the strongest set that I have. I thought maybe the A stance would have fixed it. Let's see. Let's try to get him standing again. Alright, that may be about as good as it's going to get. But as you can see, he did the splits pretty easily. I mean, he's got all this junk hanging off the sides here, so like I wish angling them back. I wish he would kind of be able to hold that stance, but it's just the knees are a little too weak, the hips are a little too weak. He's just not going to do it, so they got to be all the way out to the side there. And also, the only thing different from this one in the Japanese version is like silver paint on the face. Also, he holds the swords very loosely, like just dump them over and like that's that. So keep that in mind. At least that's how mine is, which is kind of sort of unfortunate, but hey, it is what it is. I still think they're cool weapons for him to have, for him to like use the feathers as swords. It's something that I do like, and I did like with Skywarp, the Japanese version. And of course Prowl with his very Optimus Prime looking head. Let's see. Boop. Nope. Focus on the wrong one. There we go. So very, like I said, very weird choice for Prowl. Very weird color choices, head sculpt choice. I mean they were clearly just trying to keep these names. But he still has his whip. You use these as heels. And he's just Lio Jr. without a whole bunch of paint and some loose-ass hips. I mean, this is all stuff I could fix easily, but, is what it is. Like, I mean, I've already kind of gone over these in detail already in the Japanese review, just kind of going back over them, I guess. So, alright, let's go ahead and get this thing combined and finish it up. Alright, so since this video hasn't really contributed a whole lot to, actually learning anything about the figure, like look how weak this connection is. It's just, oh well, okay, there we go. A couple of quick shakes and it falls out. It's just that sucks. I'll probably put some tape on it or something to try to tighten it up. The swords actually snap on pretty fair. Let's see, we'll do that. I think that's where it fits tightest on this piece, which again kind of a bummer. Well, okay, it's pretty tight. It's just this connection right here that sucks. So, guess there's that. Anyways, here we have the sword, which I think, like I said, man, I've always thought this was kind of genius, and I really liked it with the Japanese Magnaboss. I mean, it's the same sword. There's nothing different, but I just thought it was cool how all this came together and formed a pretty big sword. Let's see. We have Prowl, so we'll peg that on ever so carefully. Get this out of the way. Rest that right there. Got him a nice little headdress thing going on. Let's see. I'm trying not to. I see where I saw where the breakage was on this earlier. It's kind of like a hairline crack. Can't really see it, but it's right there. But anyway, let's go ahead and kind of wrap this around too. There we go. Just do me a solid here, guy. All right. I got a feeling I'm gonna force this and I'm gonna break it on camera. It's gonna suck. Cause then I'm gonna have to go find another freaking Silverbolt, or probably Magnaboss set in general, and completely replace it. I don't want to do that, because that's money. Come on, man. What are you doing? What are you doing? Just gonna... Oh, okay, cool. There we go. Just had to apply leverage in the correct spot. I'm gonna tuck these little feet doodads up underneath here. We're gonna go ahead and open these up. And let's see. This plugs in here. Rest that there. Wrap this up and around. There we go. Bring this up and probably break these little tabs. It's fine. Something I've noticed is I was even looking at my Japanese Magnaboss, and this chess piece does not like to sit directly in the middle of these tabs. Like, it's either wants to go all the way to one side or the other. And it's so frustrating. Like, why can't it just sit in the middle? But let's bring these up and around. But yeah, so I think, like, ideally this is supposed to hug this like completely, and it just doesn't. So they end up either going to one side or the other. The chess piece does, at least. Like, it won't stay perfectly in the middle. It kind of bugs me a little bit, but I mean, there's not really much I can do, I guess, other than pull the other chess piece out. But, you know, hey, that would make a whole lot of sense. And then we tab this into his hand, so he's got a sword to use. And there's basically Magnaboss in all of his glory, very loose glory. Like I said, if you want to kind of better look at this guy, definitely check out the Japanese Magnaboss review I have up. I like to kind of differentiate the headdresses between these two. Like, the Japanese one, I like them more, the horns to be more kind of like this, which is how they were in the show. This one, I like them a little more swept back. Just little subtle differences that I like to do to kind of set the two apart, because they are going to be fairly close in proximity on display, assuming I do move them away from the shattered glass invasion. I guess detolf at this point. It's not even shell. It's an entire detolf. So, yeah, that's it. I mean, if you want to check out like posability and stuff, I think I covered it in the Japanese one. There's not a whole lot there. I'll be totally honest with you. He's always looking up at the sky. Like, this is a figure that's kind of in dire need of an update. I think it would be really cool to get an update, either third party or official. I'm not particularly picky at this point, but it's an aesthetic that I've always liked. I've always, you know, I kind of dig the whole, like, he looks like muscular and buff, and he's got the sword, and he's got like all these cool details in here. And like I said, I think these were painted silver on the Japanese one. I'm not 100% sure right now, but very cool stuff nonetheless. He's got awesome sculpt work, something we really don't see anymore in modern Transformers. So it's always good kind of going back and looking at these Beast Wars toys and really appreciating what like some hand sculpting, you know, did. So if you guys have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment box. Always watch out for these gold plastic susceptible figures, because this guy is one of them. He does have some missiles. There's a way to launch them, but like this one, I think the mechanism inside is actually broken. It won't hold the missile. It won't like go all the way in. But yeah, just a bunch of stuff to worry about. I know I didn't cover it, but I don't feel the need to cover it, if I'm being honest, especially since I'm already here at the end. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed it, and yeah, so come back for more. See you later.